tell you one thing, if a little green man pops out of me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
You are on the verge of destroying the entire universe.
Welcome to the Strange Podcast with Sam and Logan.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome to The Strange Podcast. This is episode 41, and I'm Logan Marks.
And I'm Sam Baxter. Today's August 2nd, 2018. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. How's, I actually not feeling good at all. I'm freaking tired.
Oh, are you tired?
Oh, man. It was just like a busy day.
Oh, did you nap all day and so you're tired now?
No. Yeah. I'm tired of being tired.
I know. I just need a nap. I just need a nap to recover from my nap.
No, it's just been like really hot and like going outside a lot and just a lot of physical activity.
So then you go outside and you go back in the store. It's kind of cold, right, from the AC.
Yeah, it's just kind of It just makes you tired. Just drained.
Feel tired, huh? Just helping all those peoples who can't help themselves.
Yeah.
You're like a god.
Oh, God. So it doesn't feel that way because like they come in and be like people are like lawyers and doctors and they come in. It's like I can't fix my sink.
Oh shit!
You know, and you're like, come on, dude, it's not that hard.
You should do a side job, man. Be like, hey, you fucking pay me under the table, guy. I'll fucking do this shit.
I should. But
I know. I wonder if anyone would do that.
No, they ask. They always want us to come. Like they always ask us, like,
really?
Can you come to my house? Yeah,
why don't
every
you
day.
Do that, man? You know all this extra cash you'd get.
I know. I probably could make some money.
You probably could make some good monies.
I just don't have time to do it.
Damn it. Damn time.
Damn time. Time in life.
Time and punishment, huh? So I actually this week having a time on Monday I went and saw that Mission Impossible Fallout. Have you seen that one yet?
Yeah. We talked about that last week. You say we can go see it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good, man. I liked it.
Was it as good as the second one, the John Woo one?
John Woo is definitely a god. All his movies he does, everything's gold. Honestly, man.
Because last week we were talking about it. We thought the third one. We thought it was the third one,
yeah,
but it was the second one that we.
The second one
was really the shitty one. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I probably don't hate John Woo as much as you, but I didn't like that second one.
Yeah, that's one I didn't like either. So.
Yeah, no, this one was pretty good. If you get a chance to see it, I recommend it.
Was there a lot of action?
No, it was a drama and it was a love story. It was a romantic comedy.
It was a romantic comedy.
Yeah. He wooed her at the end with flowers, you know. And shit. Yeah, man.
It was a mission impossible.
Yeah, it was an impossible mission. Yeah.
Was it possible this time? Did they make it?
You know, it's always possible. So I don't know. They should call these fucking movies Mission Possible. Part 9 or 10, you know, whatever. Well, you know, they're like, I think there's like 5 or 6. So now they're just leaving the numbers. Now they're just, you know, there's a lot of in the series when they don't even have numbers anymore. Remember we talked about that? So yeah, it's like fuck, man. It's just
nobody wants to admit how many they have now because they're
Yeah.
afraid that people are like, man, they're making way too much.
I know, this is too much. I got to cut myself back from this. Yeah, it was a good movie. You should go see it. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you should go see it. It's pretty. If you like, action.
Because I remember growing up, like they would always just do 3. Like 3 was like the most you'd do.
I know.
You know, and then after that, they just kind of let it die.
Yeah, Raiders of the Last Ark. You know, they did 3
Yeah.
within 10 years. And then they let it die for another 20, and then they came back.
Yeah, now it seems like they just want to keep like milking these franchises.
Well, how about Spider-Man? They just keep rebooting the franchises. It's not even milking. I mean, fuck, man. That's all they do is just keep rebooting it. All right, this one sucked, but in more actors.
We're gonna do it right this time.
I know.
And it's just like, oh no, we fucked up.
I know. We'll do it this time.
We gotta make another one.
Superman.
Yeah, he's like the only one I know that. Well, they rebooted Superman, but I mean.
Yeah, but that was only 2 movies. You know,
I don't know that.
I know, but I know that we talked about the first Superman wasn't that good. I mean, not from the 80s, 70s, and 80s, but
the reboot one.
Yeah,
was
with
Superman
Brandon Routh. Yeah, that one wasn't too good. But so I'm glad they rebooted that one. Spider-Man, that's a bit much.
They're okay movies. Like the first and second one from the original reboot or whatever it was.
I don't know which one you're talking about. You talking about the early 2000s?
What was the Tobey? Was it Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire, yeah.
The first 2 were pretty good. The third one is just
not very good.
Well, did you ever watch it?
No, I did not.
Oh, you gotta watch it just for the cringe of it.
Really? It's that bad?
oh shit! Yeah, there's some cringy parts in there.
Man. Is it like Mr. Freeze in Batman? Remember that?
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Remember how shitty he was? All his shitty one-liners. It was like, fuck, that was real cringeworthy.
Yeah, it's up. Like, there's a point in there. Like, I'm not. This is no spoilers because you haven't watched that movie by now.
Oh, yeah. There's no spoilers. You tell me.
There's the spoilers.
I'm not going in.
There's a part in there like he goes in like because he gets like what's that that alien thing called Venom?
Venom, yeah.
Okay, so like Venom, he basically Venom kind of takes over his body a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so like he goes out on the night of the town by himself, and he's dressed all in black, like a black shirt, like he's popping his collar and stuff, and he's like, and they're playing. I think it was like Staying Alive while he's walking down the street.
Oh, is that the one where he's kind of dancing? He's all like badass.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and all the
yeah.
chicks are just looking at him like, oh, how suave.
Yeah, it's like it's like super cringy.
Oh man,
it's like horribly cringy.
I've seen that part like in a YouTube clip, and like it was one of the worst parts they were saying or something.
yeah, don't watch the movie. Just watch that YouTube part.
I did see that one. Well, yeah. Aren't they coming out with the Venom movie?
Yeah, and it's Tom. What's that guy's name?
The guy from The Revenant, right?
He did like the Bane.
What's his name? Let's look it up.
He did like Bane. He did the Bane character on Batman.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. There you go.
Good thing. Good thing we have the internets in front of us.
Yeah, he's supposed to do a Venom movie.
Is he?
It looks the trailer looks pretty good.
You know, I haven't really seen much of it. Is it supposed to tie into Spider-Man?
I don't know because I just stopped. I just remember seeing the trailer like it popped up somewhere.
Yeah,
I watched it and I was like,
oh,
this thing's alright. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's kind of good. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, looks fair enough. It's supposed to be coming out. It says October 5th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check it out when it comes out in the theater.
Theatre.
Or just go to the flea market and get the
bootleg copy.
The $5 bootleg copy
for $4. Excuse me, sir. Can I pay an extra $1 more and get the 3D version of bootleg?
The 3D version of bootleg.
Shit, man.
They probably give it to you too.
Yeah, I know. Oh, here you go.
They probably have it back there.
It's like bullshit.
Comes with like comes with a little pair of like paper glasses that you can put on.
The ones you got from the cereal boxes. Fucking Cracker Jack box.
Bootleg glasses.
I know. This is all you need, son. All right. Well, we should probably jump into some news.
All right. Let's get started. So when we come back from the break, we're gonna go into strange news. So we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
It's time for strange news.
All right, we're back for some strange news. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so this was brought to a friend of mine on Instagram named Marie McWilliams. Marie, thanks again for giving me some stories. She has a book out called Broken Mirrors. A book? Yeah, she's a writer.
Wait, what's the book called?
Called Broken Mirrors.
Broken Mirrors.
Yeah.
Did you?
I haven't got to read it yet. So Marie, I told you I would read it and tell you what it's about, but I haven't done it yet. So.
Have you read any of it? Or?
I actually started the first chapter, but again, I have a lot of things going on, so I don't usually get to read as much as I would like to.
What did you think of the first chapter? Was it pretty good?
So far it's good, and I talked to her about it. I said, as long as it's just not pure romantic comedy, I'll be in. Yeah. She's like, no, there's not. There's gonna be some pretty good shady shit. And so I'm like, all right, so I'll read it. So
all right.
So Marie, this story is from Marie. So a woman claims she had amazing sex with the ghost of a 19th century man.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
You know what? It's got to be safe sex. That's all I'm saying.
As long as it's delightful and consensual, so it's all good.
No, man, there's no pregnancies, no STDs. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a safe sex.
Yeah, safe sex, man. So this woman claims she had amazing sex with a ghost while living in a remote Welsh cottage. So Sian Jameson, I don't know how to pronounce these Welsh names, I'm sorry, had sex with a handsome man she spotted in a historic painting. So so this chick said she basically moved in this place. She broke up with her boyfriend. She needed a fresh start. She moved in this place. She saw this guy in the painting. He looked handsome. And evidently she woke up one morning and he was like laying next to her. He was caressing her thighs and he ended up fucking her. So yeah, and she said they fucked a few times and he was and she said it was fantastic. Like this guy was fucking badass, but the problem, woman, is that he's not real. So I don't know how this could have been all in your mind, or
I don't know how that's a problem. Shit, you got free sex.
Yeah, if it's real, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, she could have been using one of her toys, and she imagined it was Brad Pitt or this guy in the painting.
It'd be funny if it's just some dude that has like a painting that he puts up there, that puts himself in there.
I know.
And he just kind of shows up in the morning.
I know. That's what she said.
Like, he owns a cottage.
She says she's seen him walk out. So this is a true guy because he just fucked her, and fleed. So
that guy, he found the way out of getting a relationship, getting sex without a relationship. He's just like,
I don't have to buy her dinner. I don't have to listen to her. I don't have to hold her.
He just kind of sleeps out.
I know. He just comes in.
Sneaks out at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like walking out.
He doesn't have
it was fun, babe.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to her. He doesn't even fucking give her the time of day. So this woman here is like super happy about it. Like, this is the best sex ever. This guy's great. And this guy's like, yeah, you're telling me, man. I don't have to hear you.
That guy's living in the year 3000, man.
I know. He found a perfect loophole. This guy doesn't have he doesn't have to do anything with her, man. All he has to do is fuck her and leave. That's it.
There you go. No responsibilities. 9 months later, he's like, I don't know how the goggle ghost got me pregnant.
Yeah, I know. I know. No doctor's going to believe you, woman. So anyway, this woman's claiming this sex is fantastic. I don't know how. Usually this is supposed to be some type of feeling, so...
Speaking about faded men trying to poke people, I got a story here from Austin, Texas.
What do you got? What is Austin? What happened in Austin?
The man was arrested for you got me thinking about sex now. Unsuccessfully attempting to rob a Whataburger with a pair of tongs, according to the officer.
Pair of tongs? What the fuck?
After reviewing the surveillance video, authorities said 44-year-old David Garcia Gonzalez, who had difficulty maintaining balance while walking, approached the Whataburger, and after loitering in the business for a while, he reportedly grabbed a pair of metal tongs and walked up to the employee who was opening the register. The suspect approached her from behind and started jabbing her with the tongs while repeatedly demanding money.
What a weapon, man. Did he think he had a knife or something?
I don't know. It was obviously at tongues because he must have grabbed it from there. So
yeah.
So Garcia Gonzalez, who was eventually confronted by the employee who ordered him to leave the restaurant, the suspect fled the scene, but was later detained by officers at a car wash just east of Whataburger. So he's now facing charges of robbery by threat and a secondary felony.
Was he robbing the car wash too? with the fucking towel?
I know he has the tongs there.
Did he take a towel from the car wash and
I know he grabs a brush from there. He's all poking.
I know. Hey, give me your money.
Hey, give me some change.
Give me a wash. I'm dirty. Fuck. Another dipshit. This police in Arkansas, the police say that a man tried to steal a jet to go to a concert. So this kid, this 18-year-old Zamarcus Devin Scott wanted to fly to an out-of-state concert when he hopped inside an American Eagle jet at Texarkana Regional Airport. Mm-hmm. So the Texarkana Gazette reports that Scott was inside the cockpit when he was arrested early on July 4th. So he was charged Monday and remained jailed Thursday for commercial burglary and attempted theft. So the problem with this kid is that he thought that piloting the plane would involve little more than just pushing buttons and pulling levers. He was surprised and he was just taken aback that there was more than just fucking pushing buttons and levers. He thought any jackass could fly a plane.
It's like it worked on the Xbox.
Yeah, I know. I play Xbox. I'm fucking good at this shit. I'm a sky shark, you know. So,
he probably did. He probably like did like a shitty like simulator.
Yeah,
stuff,
he's like, yeah, I could do this.
Where just,
yeah, I could do this in real life.
No problem.
Yeah. So it was a 44-seat jet, and he tried taking that shit.
Shit, that's pretty brave.
I know. I know.
I wouldn't even be able to try. I wouldn't even try to attempt flying those those little
drones.
The drone wife. Those drones are kind of hard to fly too.
Too complicated. I won't touch one of those. No, what? Like what? What won't you fly?
Gliders, those little glider things that you like run off the mountains and just glide off. You don't have to control anything.
Fuck
you just
that.
glide.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like you just go straight down. Woo!
Oh yeah, just go straight down. Woo!
Goodbye, my love.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He was gonna control that whole thing.
Hey man, he thought it'd just be like some pushing some buttons on the lever, man. Who knew, right?
He got his license out of Captain Crunchbox.
Fucking idiot. So yeah, he got arrested. As we know that the airlines don't fuck around with people getting in and going in places not supposed to.
So it was at the airport, right?
Yeah, man. He jumped.
How do you get all the
jumped the fence? Just jumped the fence. Yeah, went in there.
That's it?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying I'm not saying this place is good. Okay, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying the best security's on site there. I'm not saying any of that.
That's retarded. You can't even take like little bounces of water through the airport. This guy just jumps a fence and flies a plane.
Easy cheesy.
Get all pissed off.
No problem.
Yeah,
there's no problem.
All the trouble you have to go through, just go through the.
I know I know everything. This fucking guy just jumps the fence, and gets in the plane. Well, I want to go to that concert, so I'm fucking out of here.
I got shit to see, man.
I know. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm not paying for a ticket like some schmuck. You know.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Dumb. Well, speaking of dumb people who can't control vehicles, police around the world have warned people against doing the Kiki challenge. You know what? Have you seen the Kiki challenge?
I do not know what that is.
Oh, so apparently after multiple people attempted to do the dance, a lot of them have been getting injured. So the Kiki challenge, also known as in my feeling challenge, involves jumping out of the car while moving, and then dancing alongside of it to Drake's hit "In My Feelings" while the car continues moving. So it's basically idiots doing stupid shit. So
there's gonna be a lot of people getting hurt, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, so they're trying to get out the word of not to be doing this, but people are stupid anyway. Some videos of the dances uploaded to the internet show obvious dancers crashing into poles, tripping on potholes, or falling out of the car. One video shows a woman having her One video shows a woman having her handbag stolen while attempting the challenge.
Stupid bitch.
And another one shows a man being hit by a car while dancing.
Hit by a car? What the fuck?
I watched a couple of them. They're just like stupid. They get out and they're all dancing, and they'll either try to get back in the car, and when they do, like the car will like take off. And then they'll just land flat on their on the road, and they're like, one of them saw like rammed into a tree, and like the guy flew over the door.
Oh shit!
It's like stupid.
Oh man, I'm so glad I'm not young.
And I'm glad they didn't have I'm glad they didn't have like the internet and all that stuff when I was a kid, because
yeah, we would have done some dumb shit.
I remember doing some dumb shit.
We did dumb shit without the internet. Can you imagine what we do with it?
we just don't have any evidence.
I know. Yeah, exactly. That's the only good thing. Nope. This VHS camera.
So they're trying to warn people not to do that because you're just gonna fucking hurt yourself. And
it sounds like they are. Shit.
Yeah. I guess it's cool. Let's get something cool to do for the kids.
Well, I got something that's opposite of the kids. So a couple senior citizens at South Carolina Costco got into a physical fight over free samples.
So why would you fight over that guy?
So according to police, a 70-year-old man claimed the incident began while he was standing in line for a free piece of cheese at Costco. As he was waiting, another older man who was 72, 2 years older than him, cut in line, took some cheese, and walked off. Okay.
Did you just steal my cheese, bro?
Yeah. So an older man of an old man got in front of him, took some cheese, and walked off. Didn't even wait in line. So, but hold on. It didn't end. Okay. It didn't end there. So later, as the 70-year-old man was waiting for a free cheeseburger sample, he saw the alleged line jumper approaching and addressed him, sarcastically telling the man he can get in front of him because he knew he would just cut the line anyway.
Oh man, he started some
fight
shit.
words, man. So the 72-year-old then allegedly called him a jerk and then clocked him on the side of the head, knocking off his hat and glasses.
Oh damn.
Yeah, man, that 72-year-old did not like getting called
Show
out.
some respect.
Yeah, I know. I'm your fucking elder. By 2 years. So man, I guess it's kind of dangerous getting free shit at Costco nowadays, man. I don't know.
So did they start? Was it like a full out brawl or?
Well, he fucking cracked him in the side of the head and knocked off his hat and glasses. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not a full out brawl because they're pretty old, man.
Oh, that'd be kind of awesome though. All slow motion fight.
They're all like MMA. they're all just taking each other down and fucking chokeholds and shit. He's all making them submit.
Heavy.
I know. He's all making them submit.
taking breaks and stuff
I know.
in between the fight. Hold on.
I know.
My hip. Hold on.
I know. My hip's fine. They're fake. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's some dangerous shit at Costco. So you better be careful.
So I have a story here. According to Turkish clinicals, who tallied up selfie-related incidents reported in the media from December 2013 to January 2017, most injuries resulted from falling when you're taking selfies, but the leading cause of death was drowning.
What?
In other cases, there's been like a Russian man died after posing with a grenade.
What?
I guess he
pulled the pin.
I don't know. It just says like the guy was posing with a grenade. The grenade must have went off, or he must maybe pulled the pin. And then in 2016, a tourist in China was dragged underwater by a walrus while he was snapping a selfie with it.
Damn.
With a
damn.
So like he was taking a selfie with the walrus, and he must have got caught on there. And it took him underwater and killed him.
I remember about a month ago or something. One of our shows you talked about. Remember some guy in India was trying to take a picture with. Was it a bear or was it a lion?
I think it was a bear.
Was it a bear? Yeah, I remember he was with his buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take a picture." And they're like, "No, don't do it, and the fucking thing just mauled him. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. They had video and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I guess the number
drowning.
one people is drowning, and then the second one is people falling like off bridges or stuff like that.
Yeah, off buildings or shit like that.
The next one after that is being crushed by a train.
Ooh.
And then there's some weird ones like shotgun.
What? Shotgun?
Getting shot by a shotgun.
Yeah.
While taking a selfie, which is kind of weird. Electrocution.
Okay.
Truck collisions, which I could see.
Yeah.
People driving around. And then animals.
Like just animal attacks.
Just animals like just basically the bear thing that happened.
Yeah, and the walrus.
Explosions.
Explosions?
Yeah, and then next one's motorcycle collisions.
Jeez.
And the last one is hot water burns.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How's that? Come on, explain that one. I don't get it.
It just says like there's like 1% of the people die for hot water burns. I guess.
Oh man, I don't get that. Water burns.
Yeah. I thought that was weird too.
Oh, you said Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns. That's right, Smithers.
Yeah. I don't know what they're trying to do on that one.
I don't either. I barely. Maybe somebody was like trying to fix their hot water system.
Got burned.
They took a selfie and died. Oh.
So I got another one that I thought was kind of weird. This one's kind of a little bit gross. But a cannibal restaurant with roasted human heads on the menu was shut down by the police.
Ooh.
Now this isn't in the States. No, this isn't in the States. So I know free samples. That old man was there too. He was fucking pissed.
The old man was there too. Getting all mad at everybody.
I know.
Cutting the line.
I know. So police arrested 11 people and closed the restaurant after 2 human heads wrapped in cellophane were discovered at a hotel restaurant that had been serving human flesh. So this is in Nigeria. Where 11 people were arrested with AK-47 guns and other weapons being seized. So these guys were fucking running the store with these guns. Basically, it's being sold as an expensive treat at the restaurant.
That's like Bob's Burgers.
Yeah. With authorities saying that roasted human head was even on the menu. So I guess this shit was expensive, and was it really like
human
Yes.
human flesh, or they just said it wasn't?
No, it was really human.
And it was just like turkey.
If you tofurkey and stuff.
It's just tofu.
Yeah.
There.
No, because I've like seen some of these shows like on Vice and such, and there's like certain warlords, some of those groups that take over, like in some of the Africa countries. I've seen that like some of their rituals are like to defeat your enemy, to totally defeat them, you have to take their soul, and by doing that, like you have to eat their heart or you have to eat their body. That's
different because
I know
that's
that.
different though.
I know
you have to eat them in order to take their spirit.
I get that. But now you don't have to kill somebody to take their spirit. Somebody can serve it to you.
That's true. Oh, do you still get? I wonder if you still get their spirit if you're not the one that killed them. You just eat them.
I don't think so. I think this is just a delicacy. Like you'd go to KFC and get some chicken. I think this is like, and you would feel content, right? After you got done, you'd be like, "Oh, that was some good chicken."
You wouldn't take their soul and
no, I don't think this is. I think this is like a delicacy, man.
Oh, you wouldn't level up in powers?
No, I know. No, your soul will not get stronger. All you would be is a cannibal. That's it.
Oh, that kind of sucks, then.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no really any value in that, huh? You know how some people are like, yeah, I've eaten alligator, or I've eaten otter, I've eaten all this weird shit, horse, or
there's probably people that would actually go. Well, I mean, there's people probably going out there and eating it because they were doing it. They're serving it.
Oh yeah. It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah. So somebody must have went in there eating it.
Well, look, just think about it. I mean, the people have to prepare it. They have to, if they're doing it restaurant style, they must know how to do it, right? They must be preparing it or cooking it a lot. So, hey man, it must be tasty to some people. I personally wouldn't try it.
Yeah. I would try a lot of different stuff. But I don't know if it was human flesh. I don't think I'd be able to do it. It just ugh. Yeah, just the idea of it would make me throw up.
I think the worst thing I've ever had is, or that I would consider the worst, would be alligator meat, alligator hamburger.
I've had like alligator jerky.
No, I've had alligator hamburger once at the fair in our hometown when they had that like years ago. Sal Lundy and I had that. It was all right.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad. But I mean,
the jerky was pretty good.
Was it pretty good?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. But the jerk is all salted up.
Yeah, so you can't really tell. Can't really taste. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for all you know,
and I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I know. Could have been
salty.
Could have been beaver asshole, and you wouldn't know.
Beaver asshole.
That's a good beaver.
Tasted like chicken.
So I was just gonna say, remember a couple weeks ago where I did a show about the Bermuda Triangle, and we were talking about what may have caused it. You remember that? So there was something I came across.
Beaver assholes? Oh,
what's that?
Okay. Beaver assholes caused it?
No, so Bermuda Triangle, they were saying, I read another thing, they were saying that basically it's rogue waves. Remember I was talking about those big tornado storms that are forming and they're not sure how. But they're also saying, like I was reading today about these big waves, the rogue waves that are like 100 feet tall, or basically it's saying that when storms are coming like from the south or from the north, and then maybe and a storm comes from Florida, like 3 different ways, it's causing these big ass waves to arise, and they last like maybe not even a minute, but they're big enough that like if a ship's out there, it could just bury it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that would cause it. I guess.
Yeah, I mean it'll bury it, and then there's no remnants of it ever, right? If anyone comes to look, if they call SOS, call for help, and anybody comes out, it's gone, man. It's under the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was just reading that. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Storms from 3 different locations. Making waves as high as up to like 98 feet, 100 feet.
Yeah. Well, it makes more sense than aliens.
I know. But you never know. Those aliens are pretty cunning.
That's true.
Speaking of like some bullshit stuff, man, I got one last one that I just came across. So a child 8 was thrown 31 feet off a waterslide platform by an adult because the line was too long.
Oh, that's what else are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, I know. This fucking 18-year-old kid threw this 8-year-old off.
So like, is it one of those like they're lines, and you know how they go up the stairs?
Yeah, up the stairs, and they're gonna go on down the water slide.
There?
Yeah, he threw him off. It's like this fucking line was, yeah, man. And like they were saying that like this shit's never happened before, and the 2 kids didn't even know each other. He didn't know him. He was just like, fuck you, kid. Get out of my way. I mean, I don't know why or what. They don't know the reason why. They just said that the kid had a little bit of mental disabilities, the 8-year-old. Mm-hmm. But again, I mean, and I'm not saying that kid probably wasn't annoying the 18-year-old boy, but that's a little bit much.
Did the kid die?
No, he didn't die. Luckily, he just he had a few he broke his bones in his feet and his legs and his shoulders.
Oh. It probably wasn't that high. It was okay then.
Yeah, I know. You fucking just rub some dirt into it.
It was only like 20, 30 feet. That's all right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Some of this shit, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of some people just obviously nobody has patience anymore, right?
Yeah, I guess some people are just dicks, man. I don't know. Maybe that kid was being an ass to him.
He could have been, yeah. But I mean, still, if he killed that kid, that 18-year-old's life would have been over. I mean, he's gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
So I mean, right?
Well, at least nobody died. I mean,
exactly.
Thing, yeah.
That's the only silver lining. But geez, man, you push some kid off a water slide off the tower. Jeez, that's fucked up. So anyway, we'll leave on the high note right there, on the happy note.
Always leaving in a happy moment.
Yep,
folks.
I know. Showmanship. I'm out. I'm out of here, bitches. Showmanship.
All right, so let's go to the main topic. Which is what, curses? We do curses?
Yeah, we do some curses on some peoples, and they're kind of fucked up.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking about fucked up curses.
All right.
And we'll see when we get there. Mm-hmm.
Right, so got a few curses that I was reading about. So you remember that character? I don't know if you remember playing like World Heroes. Do you remember that old game on the Neo Geo where all those fighters were around the world and they were supposed to be the best from every type of era?
Kind of like a Street Fighter kind of.
Yeah, it had like the guy Kim who was like Bruce Lee and all that. Well, one of the characters on there was Rasputin. So do you remember Grigory Rasputin was the guy's name? He's about a century ago is when he lived, and he was born in Siberia, and he was a poor guy. His family was poor. He was born into poverty, and so usually people who were born into poverty didn't really succeed. Mm-hmm. But somehow this guy, he managed to basically worm his way into the palace of the Romanovs, who were in charge at Russia at the time. They were the Tsars. And he became the personal advisor to Tsarina Alexandra, which was the wife. Mm. So it didn't seem really possible that he could get that high. He could achieve that type of, fame and success.
It's like a rags to riches kind of story.
So it was kind of, it's like, how did he do that? He was like a self-proclaimed magician. He claimed to be able to use his mystic healing powers to alleviate the condition of Alexandria's alien son, who suffered from hemophilia. Mm-hmm. So he was basically how some people, remember even Nancy Reagan had one of those fortune tellers she would go to,
Yeah, I mean, probably... he's probably a smooth talker. Just, convince everybody he can do something.
Exactly.
Got lucky on some, and then...
Yeah, and so he was there. And so, little did she know that he was going to work against her at one point, because the aristocrats around St. Petersburg and Russia didn't like him. They felt like he was some fucking sham, Mm-hmm. And so they thought, this guy's fucking peasant. He's a piece of shit. And, he wormed his way up to the top, being right there. And so they found him just unacceptable and just nothing. He was garbage. So they tried to assassinate him. And they tried to, I guess, a couple times, and he was kind of hard to kill. So he survived an attempted poisoning, which made the killer have to shoot him. Well, when they shot him, the killer shot him. He took Rasputin's clothes. They were in the basement. He poisoned them. Mm-hmm. in his food and in his wine, and even though he took the poison, he ate them and drank. It didn't affect him.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the guy was like, "What the fuck?" Like he's not getting droopy or anything like that. He was just cool. He just kept chilling, and so kind of irritated him. So he just said, "Fuck it," and he shot him. So
I see your magic work against a bullet.
Yeah, dude. So he shot him, and he took his clothes and he acted like he dressed like him, and he went home to Rasputin's his home, and acted like so people would see him like Rasputin as if he was leaving the mansion, right, the castle, right. So people wouldn't think, oh, he went there and he never came out. So when he came back to grab Rasputin got up and attacked him.
He's still
he's like, he fucking wouldn't die, man. It's like that cow on Me, Myself, and Irene. Remember? fucking wouldn't die. And he barely got away from him, but Rasputin chased him. They went out and he chased him outside the palace, and he got shot by one of the other aristocrats. This time he shot him in the head, and this time it basically put him down. So they ended up, tying him up and just dumped his body in the icy river. Said, "Fuck this guy,"
Shit.
So Russia was done with him. There's like no more of this piece of shit, this fucking sham. But I guess before he died, he sent the Tsar a prophetic letter, and he outlined what would happen to the Russian royal family if he was ever to be assassinated by those nobles. So he knew that those guys didn't like him. He knew, they didn't show they didn't hide their disdain for him. They as he was walking by, they were probably like doing the slitting the neck, like, I'm gonna get you, fucker, that type of shit. And so
my eyes on you.
Yeah, exactly. So he knew he was gonna be killed by them one day. So basically, in a nutshell, Rasputin warned the Tsar that he and his family wouldn't live to see another year after he was killed. And so some interpreted it to mean that he had placed a curse on him. But less than a year later, the Romanovs, including the Tsar's wife and their 5 kids, were just brutally murdered in a mass execution.
Really?
Yeah. So they think that he, like I said, he either put a curse on him or he saw the future, telling him, "Hey, you're done."
To give him a future curse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Predicting curse. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, that's crazy.
It is very nuts. But it's I mean I always thought it was I was reading about him and Rasputin. I remember reading I had a book about him when I was a kid, and I remember reading about that he was like hard to kill. Like for some reason he was like people thought he was a piece of shit, like he was a sham. But I mean,
he's like Steven Seagal, hard to kill.
Yeah. With the magic power of David Copperfield. He was like immortal. So I thought that was an interesting story, but this other story I read though was about this one queen from Thailand. So in July 2012, her name was Sirikit. She was a beloved queen of Thailand. She suffered a stroke, and she wasn't seen in public for another 4 years. So that's not a big thing or anything, but there were rumors of a decades-long curse that traces its origins back to one of the most cunning, jewel heists in history there. So back in '89, in the palace of the Saudi royal family, a Thai janitor broke into the Princess Faisal's room and stole like $20 million worth of jewelry. And he somehow was able to smuggle it back to Thailand in the bag of a vacuum cleaner. One of the jewels that was taken from the Saudi prince was a 50-carat gemstone known simply as the Blue Diamond. So,
Blue Diamond.
Yeah, the Blue Diamond. So the Saudi authorities alerted the Thai police of the crime, and the thief, he got arrested, but he had sold some of the gems, on the black market. So not all of it was returned. So whatever was there left was returned to the Saudi royal family, except for one of them was the blue diamonds. Yeah, that was the blue diamond. So, but there was no proof of the diamond ever existing, which was the problem. So it caused a lot of problems. Like the family was claiming that it was there, and the Saudis like no, or the royal the Thais like no, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
so
there's no blue diamond.
Yeah, you're just full of shit. So back in 1990, some Saudi diplomats, they had been tasked with investigating the jewelry heist. They were all shot execution style on the same night that they were given the task. And Thai police insisted that there was no proof that the murders were in any way related to the Blue Diamond affair, but the Saudis thought otherwise and suspected a cover-up. So the suspicions were fueled when the local press reported that the wives of some of Thailand's most powerful men had been seen wearing jewelry that resembled the missing Saudi gems. So, interesting enough, the most recent alleged sighting of the elusive blue diamond was on the Queen Circuit, the one who was wearing it, the similar jewel, right before she had that stroke. So many believe that Queen Circuit was the latest victim of the Blue Diamond Curse, which I guess wreaks havoc on whoever owns it until it goes back to the rightful owner. So yeah, like I said, I guess that thing was like super special, and whoever has it, because it was stolen, it's like basically cursed on whoever wears it.
So have they ever found?
It's never been found. They have, like again, Saudis are claiming it's real. Thai are like, nah, you guys are full of shit. It's almost like a fable, like a little fabled jewel. Like there's no such thing.
Oh, okay.
There's no proof, right? So
yeah.
So it's become more like it's come to life. It's got like its own curse, and it's got its own story to it, and everyone's like, oh god, scary. But then again, it's also worth so much. So I thought that was like interesting.
So like when they took it, like these guys claimed that there was blue diamond. They had a blue diamond that was taken, but nobody.
But then when the cops arrested them, they're like, no, there's no blue diamond. Here's all the rest of your jewels. Here's most of the other ones. This guy sold a couple of things, the jewels, and you don't, but there was no blue diamond. So
I wonder where that curse came from. Like
that's
I wonder
what I'm
if
saying.
It's like the original owners cursed everybody, or
I don't know. And the Saudis are making it seem like that. Like, hey, that our diamond is true, it's real, and you guys are acting like it's not real. So now you're getting fucking screwed for it. Whoever owns it's getting screwed. And the Thai are like, no, there's no such thing. There's no what diamond. For
I see no damn diamond.
Yeah, I know. As he's putting it in his pocket. Yeah.
How'd you know they were blue? I don't know.
So another curse is this is like 1,000-year curse in Hungary, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
So in Hungary resides a curse of Tyrannia talk. So supposedly in Hungary, all the people have been dogged by a malevolent spell for 100 years. It's got to be over 100 years now, but the curse's original trail goes back to AD 1000 when King Stephen ruled over Magyar Zorgag. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Big old long name.
Yeah, which is basically Hungary today, but that was what it was pronounced back then. And this guy was like a tough ruler. He ruled it with an iron fist, basically a dictator. Okay. So at that time, he wanted to force everyone into Christianity. But a lot of the Hungarians, a lot of people hung on to their old pagans. They're like, no, I don't accept this new god. We're still pagan. This is our god. So they resisted the Christianity. So the pagan sentiment erupted into a rebellion, followed by countrywide slaughter of the clergymen. So King Stephen responded with force. His armies forced. They were known as the Black Magyars. That's short for that whole country name that I couldn't pronounce. To accept, they were like the enforcers for people to be baptized and accept Christianity. And if you didn't, you were tortured and you were beat up and blinded. Some people were blinded for it. So the people who were left over. That eluded the Black Magyars, ended up calling up on a shaman and said, give us help, our pagan shaman, help us. So a shaman cast a 1,000-year curse upon the newly Christian country. So while the specifics of the curse are unknown, there's been a veil of doom and gloom said to hang over Hungary ever since. So the proof of that is that some point of the fact that Hungary has the highest suicide rate in the world during much of the 20th century. And not only that, the depression persisted as a nationwide problem, and Hungarians had a tendency to die much earlier than most European peoples. So the pagan shaman curse was supposed to have expired in the year 2000, but the situation in Hungary hasn't really improved since. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people speculate that the curse of Tyrannia talk will be a never-ending source of woe and pain in Hungary. Yeah, they feel like this curse is never-ending, and again, I get the statistics for it. Like I said, it's the highest, depression and suicide there.
That's kind of messed up because like you didn't even have anything. If you lived there,
I know.
You didn't even live there, or you have nothing to do with whatever the curse was based on.
I know,
and
but
then you have to.
That pagan guy was so pissed.
Like, so because 2,000 years ago you pissed off some dude.
I know exactly, right? I know you gotta suffer for that. Those guys' stupidity.
Like, what? I didn't do none of this.
Yeah, no shit, man. I thought that was kind of weird, but it's not as weird as this last one I got.
All right, what's the last one?
So this last one, basically millions died from this alleged curse. And again, like I said, all these are supposed to be curses, but you can just say as the coincidences, whatever. But in 1941, in the Soviet Union, anthropologists traveled to Uzbekistan on a state-sanctioned expedition that Stalin had approved. So they were supposed to locate the tomb of Tamerlane and exhume the body inside. So Tamerlane was an infamous 14th century warlord who was seen as a national hero in Uzbekistan. Rightfully so, the local Muslim clergy desperately tried to stop the exhumation. It's like, man, leave him alone, right? They warned if the warlord's sleep was disturbed, disaster would follow on the third day. So Mikhail Gerasimov, the leader of the expedition, dismissed the warning as local superstition and oversaw the exhumation of Tamerlane on June 19, 1941. They said, basically, fuck it, we're doing it anyway. So I guess on the outside of the casket was an inscription which read, "When I rise from the dead, the world shall tremble." So 3 days later, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa and invaded the Soviet Union in a surprise attack. So some people were like, I don't know if this is coincidence or or not, but if it was or wasn't, it's still odd because they believe that Stalin invoked the wrath of Tamerlane when the Soviet anthropologists exhumed the warlord's body. And the Nazi invasion was a direct result of the curse. So one thing that's an interesting note is that the turning point in the German-Soviet war came with the surprise victory in the Battle of Stalingrad. And what happened right before was the battle? Stalin ordered Tamerlane's skeleton to be reinterred into Uzbekistan with full Islamic burial rites. The turning point was after he buried the body, reburied it, and gave it a proper burial. That's when they thwarted the Germans and stopped them from taking the country. So the curse was supposedly lifted, but not before it had exacted a terrible toll. Although the Soviets they eventually held them off and were victorious, the invasion resulted in the death of 7.5 million Russians.
Damn, just for a...
Because again, this could just be coincidence, but again, they're saying because they exhumed that body that was not supposed to be exhumed. So again, and somebody, I'm sure these guys told him like, hey, this was written on the outside, and that's why he had him reinterred, and full, like I said, full type of burial rites from the Islamic folks there, the clergymen, and all the killing and everything stopped.
That is kind of strange that happened.
I shouldn't say stopped, but they stopped the continuation of the invasion.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, then the Germans weren't able to take the country because they got close to Moscow. If they would have taken Moscow, they could have had a good chance of taking all of Russia. But they were right there. Yeah, they were right on the cusp of Moscow.
Like I've heard of other curses where not that one specifically, but like other people where you're like if you like unbury the body or they like mess with like burial grounds and stuff like that. That people, well, just like the Native Americans and stuff. Like if you
mess with their type of
burial grounds and sacred areas, like you're pretty much cursed.
Wasn't that what Poltergeist was? Weren't they buried on a Indian burial ground?
They built on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah, that was a fucked up shit that happened in that house. I'll tell you that. That wasn't a curse. That was a nightmare.
Because was it based on? It's not based, but like it was like.
Nah, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
I think it was. It was a true story.
It was a true story. I know it. Everything in there was real. Everything. I know
it was all real. The TV part, everything.
Yeah, if it was in the movies, it was real. I know it. Movies never lie. So, I know. There's been a lot of things like that. I mean, a lot of the pharaohs as well. Like, you're not supposed to, like, some of them you're not supposed to do that as well.
Yeah, I remember some of them, like, they opened up some of the tombs and stuff, and, like, everybody who opened up the tomb ended up dying.
Yeah, but then they also say that maybe there might have been some German there that had just been dormant in there the whole time because there was no air for it to reignite it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. That I remember reading that somewhere. It was like there was like a germ or some kind of virus that was in there.
Sure, but at the time,
and they released it when they.
But when they did it, like in the 30s or 40s, and then that happened, it was like a curse, right? Everyone's like, "Oh my God,"
Yeah, the curse of the mummy. Yeah, curse of the mummy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cursed. Put it back. Put it back. So. I don't know, some of these things, I think the weirdest, I mean, I know that one with Hungary is pretty fucked up. Rasputin kind of freaks me out because like that guy wouldn't die.
I guess like the Terminator, dude.
I know, that's right.
He gets shot.
I know.
Like,
I know he gets shot. He still attacks you. You know. He's drinking wine that's laced with fucking strychnine and cheese with strychnine, and he's just like, "Oh, give me some more." It's an acquired taste, but I like it.
It's acquired taste.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Rasputin seemed fucked up. I can see how like some of the nobles would hate him because he was like, like I said, they don't like people who are born poor. People who are poor are supposed to stay poor, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's just like a snobbery.
Exactly. Yeah. Snobbery's always
like
been around.
They're like purebred or
yes, blue blood.
Blue bloods. You can't have somebody who's not in the circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Any kind of power.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what Meghan Markle is, right? Didn't she the American girl marry the British royalty?
The one that they recently got married?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Diane, because she wasn't royalty either.
Oh, she wasn't? I don't really know much about her. Yeah, but Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, she's got to be a piece of shit to some of their eyes, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're probably all the trash is here.
I know, fucking American. Piece of shit. Don't even know the metric system. Yeah, so that's all I got, folks.
All right, well, that comes to the end. We're coming to the end of the podcast then, so everybody have a good morning, evening, or night, and we'll see you next week. Until then, stay strange.
Stay strange, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.